Terry Blackburn here. I have a property portfolio worth over £10 million. I've built and sold multiple companies, some in seven-figure deals. I wrote two successful books, one won awards all over the world. All of these awards behind me are national and international awards for some of my companies. Coach people one-on-one, and I run masterminds. Now, if you like what I talk about in this session, if you listen to my podcast, you follow us on Instagram, you follow the YouTube page, if you like what I talk about and I resonate with you and you can relate to me, jump on my website, which is terryblackburnproperty.com. All of the different services that I have is on there. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you get to where you want to be, whether that's in property, whether that's in business, whether it's in sales, goal setting, whatever it is that you want to achieve and want to learn. I'm your man. Enjoy the rest of the episode and speak soon.
Hi, and welcome to the Rags to Riches show with myself, Terry Blackburn. So today's episode is all about the average salespeople of the world and the elite salespeople of the world. As you know, my background, I've built sales teams of well over 100 people. I have recruited, trained, managed hundreds and hundreds of salespeople over the years. I've took people from being a chef with no sales experience to making 100 grand in the first year. Personal trainers, no sales experience to making 100 grand in the first year. Farmers, hairdressers, builders. I've took people literally with little to no communication and sales skills to making them high performance and elite level salespeople in multiple industries and multiple businesses. Okay, so sales has got to be one of my strengths for sure. And I think these points are what makes an elite salesperson. So you might have salespeople in your organization already that you want to think about, are they elite? Can I help them become elite? Or you might be in the process of recruiting some people and you think, what makes an elite salesperson? I don't want an average person. I want someone who's elite. So let's get into the points. First thing is absolutely if they can deal with rejection or not. Most people can't. Most people don't like rejection. Let's be honest, who likes getting rejected? You know, have you ever asked someone out on a date and they've said no? It's not a nice feeling. I obviously haven't had that issue. But I'm joking, but you get my point. Nobody likes rejection, right? But the salespeople out there, the elite people, can deal with rejection. It's water off a duck's back. Next. Every no you get, you're closer to a yes. Yeah? That is absolutely how the elite level salespeople think. They're not bothered if they get a no. They've got tough skin. They can deal with rejection. 100% they can. And that is definitely a characteristic that you want to look for. It's hard to determine that early on. That's why a lot of people who have a sporting background are good at sales, because they can't win every game. They have had some setbacks in their sporting career, of course, and they can dust themselves off, deal with it, and move past it. Sales is the same. People who've had a bit of a tough life sometimes can be really good at sales because they're used to getting rejection and having hardship throughout their life, which determines they're going to be absolutely fine when they get into a sales environment. Another point is people who just realize that it's a numbers game. It really, really is. The no's that you get are not personal. Every no you get, you're closer to a yes. And if you can just understand that it's not personal, regardless of the product or service that you're selling, some people are just always going to say no, no matter what. I could ring some people up and say, I'm giving away a free Ferrari and a mansion and a winning lottery ticket today if you buy my product or service. And some people will say, oh, this is too good to be true. Some people will always say no, no matter what, right? Got to understand it's a numbers game. I think the elite level salespeople out there, they are likable. They have likable personalities, right? You could have the best product and service in the world, but if the salesperson is a dickhead, nobody's going to buy off them, right? That is factual. Maybe it's not nobody, but a high percentage of people will not buy off them, even if the customer needs the product and the product fits exactly what they need, but the person selling it is a knob. They're not going to buy from them because people buy off people that they like. Yeah? It's 100% accurate. You need to be likable. Everyone's met that person who you just think, oh, I don't like him or her for whatever reason. Sometimes they've hardly even said anything. You just feel it. They're not likable. Yeah? You've got to have likable sales staff. They've got to have a nice aura. They've got to be personable, smile, body language, all of those things. And if they've got that, they are a lot more likely to become elite than average. A lot of the elite people are really driven. They have high energy. They are relentless. They work more. I mean, sales is one of those things, right, where the more time you put into it, a lot of the time, the more you sell. Like, it is one of those things. Just keep piling the time in and putting the time and the work in, and the results are going to results are going to come. As long as everything else matches up, of course. Good product, they're likable, they can close, all of the other things that come with it. But like a lot of the elite people, they are driven, high energy, relentless. They put in the graft, they put in the work, they put in a lot of hours, and they are achieving, big numbers in any sales environment, for sure. I mean, the standards they set is another point. So the standards they set for themselves are hugely important. Like every sales environment in, all different industries, they have slightly different variations and different targets, of course. But let's say if you use life insurance for an example, which is one of my backgrounds, which is where I built a huge sales team. Some people would do 2 sales a week, right? And they would think that's great. And they made itself 500 quid, a grand, and they thought that was great. I had some people doing 60 sales a week. Yeah. Sorry, 60 sales a month, not 60 sales. That would be good. So 60 sales a month, right? We even had the company record, from memory, it was 112 in a month. We had quite a few, though, doing 50 and 60 a month, right? But we had some people doing 4, 8, 10 a month. Same product, same target market, same audience, but they were doing so much more. And the people who were doing like 100 sales a month and 50 sales a month every month, like their standards was, no, I'm not doing less than 40. I'm doing 10 a week, no matter what. But some people over here, same product, same market, same audience, well, I'm happy doing 2 a week. The elite people have almost unrealistically high standards for themselves. They don't let themselves off. They say, right, well, I'm up there, which is the next point, actually, which is recognition. The elite level salespeople of the world want recognized. They know they're good at sales and they want to be told, and they want people to think that they are good at sales. Like, they want that. They want the trophies, the certificates, the recognition. They want that. They're striving for money and they're striving for that. Like, they absolutely do. So if you know that, if you've got a sales team, you need to recognize them. Do award ceremonies at Christmas. Give them employee or salesperson of the month awards. Do that because it fuels them. It fuels the fire. Now, I think as well as that, now there is exceptions to this rule, because I have had some salespeople that don't meet this mold, but the elite level, the top level, majority, probably 75% or more of them, were healthy in body and mind. They weren't the people that smoked and drank and took drugs and ate shit. Had takeaways every night. Like they didn't do that. And I don't think, if you look at any sales environment across any industry, the top people are doing that. There might be the odd exception, but most people at the top have got high energy. They feel good and look good. Like that is true. Certainly my experience, and I've recruited hundreds of these people. So healthy in body and healthy in mind is important if you want to be elite at sales. They have a thirst and a desire to constantly improve. That's why when we used to have award ceremonies and we used to take people on holiday and do all these award ceremonies and things, the winners sat with the winners. The person that was doing 100 sales a month and 60 sales a month, they all sat together. The people that were doing 4, 10 sales a month, they all sat together as well. Why? Because that conversation over there, where the people who were doing 50, 60, 100 sales a month, their conversation was about sales, about this, about how do you do this, how do you do this, and how do you close, and how do you get rapport, and how do you get referrals, and da-da. They were learning from each other, constantly trying to get better. They were talking about the football and the weather. They're not asked. So the elite level salespeople sit together, drink together, go out together, hang around together, because they're constantly getting better. Likewise, they listen to audio books, they listen to podcasts, they read books on sales, and they constantly try to better each other and better themselves. And they also had a healthy competition. Competitiveness is one on my list. They're always trying to get better. They're always trying to be top of the leaderboards. And if you've got a sales team, by the way, you absolutely need leaderboards. You 100% do. because some of those people will be driven by money and recognition. Some of them are just driven by recognition, by the way. If they're already wealthy, all they want is to be number one. So I've found that, and if that is the case, then it doesn't take much to knock up an Excel spreadsheet and put some leaderboards out there for your sales team. The elite level people absolutely strive to be number one. I've put on this list like hungry for money. Now there is a line with this. Some people who are so hungry for money will cross the line and missell and do things untoward just in the pursuit of money. Obviously, you don't want those people. But I've actually found the elite level salespeople, they're within the line. They don't cross it because they're not short-sighted. They're quite long-minded, aren't they? They know that they want to be a salesperson for a good few years and they want to be number one, and they don't want to risk not being number one by crossing the line. So being money-driven is a good thing. Therefore, in your sales meetings and in your one-on-ones that you have with them, push them on, dangle the carrot, talk about money. Yeah, you made 10 grand last month, but do you think you can make 12 next month? Do you think you could do an extra 2 sales a week? Do you think you could? Do you think you're good enough? Challenge them a little bit. Talk about the money, but if you've done 2 sales a week extra, that means an extra 30 grand a year. What would that do for you? How good would that feel? And you probe them and you keep pushing them on and you keep dangling carrots to motivate them to do more. And the elite level salespeople respond to that because they keep wanting to do more and more and more, and they focus on the money. Normally, the two drivers are money and recognition. With elite level salespeople, that's normally what it is. I'll tell you what elite level salespeople aren't. They're not the people who say, I've got the gift of the gab. I can sell ice to Eskimos and all that nonsense. I can sell whatever to whoever, right? Them people are full of shit, right? You don't even want them people half the time working for you because they're the ones that only cross the line, and they're the ones that talk a good game and they can't actually do it. They're not the type of people that you want. So I've given you some key characteristics there for elite level salespeople. From a strong mindset to that can deal with rejection, the notes and numbers game, the likable, the driven with high energy, the relentless in the pursuit, they've got a good work ethic, the almost, unrealistic standards for themselves that they set hugely high, the healthy in body and mind, they're always trying to get better, and they're not one of those wheeler dealer type, gift of the gab type blaggers. That's definitely not what they are. So if you have a sales director, or you have a team of salespeople, or you have someone who recruits salespeople for you, or you have a business partner and you're involved in sales, send this to them, share this podcast with them, because hopefully it'll help them, just like I've helped you hopefully today. And remember, don't just take notes, take action.